This is my bicycle. It's a refurbished, well-used bike that was 50% off at Decathlon 4 months ago. It has a few small problems. The chain comes loose sometimes, there are some weird sounds when I pedal, and I had to replace the seat post because it was too loose. Now I do cycle almost every single day, but only for small distances to like collect food or maybe buy some stuff. So when my friend asked me if I wanted to cycle one whole run around Singapore together, I was like, how hard could it be? So me and my friend are not professional cyclists, so we don't feel very comfortable riding on the road. So we decided on a route that mainly used the PCN. Now in case you didn't know, Singapore has this amazing thing called the Park Connector Network. It's a whole bunch of paths around the country that's made for cycling, walking or other human-powered transport. So the route we ended up with is this. It's a total of almost 150 kilometers. That means if we average 15 km per hour, it's gonna take us 10 hours. How hard could it be? Okay, so it's the night before and right now I'm just packing everything that I need to bring. Obviously I can't bring my FX30, so I got Insta360 to send over a whole bunch of cameras. We have the X5 for some 360 shots, the Go Ultra for maybe some POV shots, and the Go 3S for those riskier shots. I also have a whole bunch of accessories which are gonna be so fun to use. Other things include portable chargers, chain loop, a mini tripod, and even this Insta360 mic air. All of which I'm gonna shove inside this pannier bag. I am so freaking tired. I only slept like, what, 2 hours? It's gonna be a long day. The next morning I woke up, got into the cab and head over to the starting point Sengkang to meet my friend Lam. For context, she cycles 20 to 30 kilometers every single weekend, while I cycle maybe 1 km every other day. Yeah, I don't know why I agreed to this. Anyway, after a quick breakfast, we started our 150 kilometer journey. Now throughout the video, if you see this view, is footage taken on the Insta360 X5 on the bike mount. And I just wanted to say that the low light performance is crazy. I mean, it's 6 AM and the footage still looks great. Anyway, within 15 minutes, we hit our first checkpoint, Punggol Red Bridge. Now I wanted to film an update, but some YPs on e-scooters suddenly spawned, so we decided to just get out of there ASAP. This first entire section up to Changi was the easiest part of the day as all the paths were nicely paved and smooth. In fact, after passing through Pasir Ris Park which had so many chickens, by 7:30 AM we reached the next checkpoint, Changi Village Hawker Centre. This was the 16 km mark, but we were still full of energy. We continued pushing through Changi Beach and we were even stopping at random places to take pictures. One of which was this super cool pier thing that I had to go through some bushes to get to. Apparently the path is man-made, so I'm gonna take a look. Look at this. Dude, it's crazy eh. Oh my god, so many spider webs. Oh, that. A spider was on my face. Guys, I usually just play computer at home. Why am I doing this to myself? Yo, look at this place. Shit. And after taking in the fresh air, we carried on and made it to our next checkpoint, Changi Bay Point. This checkpoint marks the start of the 14 km road that goes all the way around Changi Airport. I thought it was gonna be insane, but thanks to the cool weather and the nice path, it was actually very relaxing. And after only about 40 minutes, we reached the end. 30 km exactly. 2 hours and 42 minutes. Not bad. So far the weather has been damn nice. Now we're just trying to find a place for maybe some breakfast. Because very hungry, yeah. We then stopped for a picture and officially entered East Coast Park. At this point, it was 9:30 AM and we were having a great time. Many people were out jogging, walking their dogs, or just enjoying the beautiful weather. We even passed by this very cool shirtless uncle that was riding a skateboard. Damn. But halfway through the 18-kilometer stretch, we got tired, so we decided to stop for our second McDonald's meal for the day. And yes, I know McDonald's isn't the best thing to eat for this type of trip, but I mean, it's hotcakes, man. Come on. Breakfast done. I feel energized. We're at 38 km, almost 1/3 of the way. Anyway, by 11 AM, we hit Gardens by the Bay East. After 45 kilometers and about 5 hours, we finally hit the scenic section. The views changed from the coastline to the iconic Singapore skyline, with the Singapore Flyer, MBS, and even Gardens by the Bay all in the same view. And after a short photo break at Marina Barrage, we kept on going and we hit the Helix Bridge. Everything was going so well. However, this did not last long. The hard part of our journey just began. Up till this point, we've been riding on empty, bicycle-friendly PCM paths. But after crossing the Helix Bridge, we reached the Singapore River. Now don't get me wrong, the paths were still nicely paved, but it was no longer long empty stretches. But instead, it was narrower paths with people hanging around, so our speed took a huge hit. The views were still nice though. We reached places that I didn't even know existed, even though I'm a local. We even stopped for some 150 ice cream, which was a huge morale boost for me. Then, after about 10 kilometers, we entered the neighborhood paths. I thought we were slow during the Singapore River section, but these neighborhood paths were devastating. This section is a mix of narrow sheltered walkways, uphill battles, and road crossings. Of course, there was the occasional PCN section, but we were both getting very tired, especially when we were hit with the insane uphills, some of which was so bad we just gave up and started pushing our bikes. And at about 2:30 PM, we hit our most west point of our route, Bukit Batok, and we decided to take a short break. Holy shit, we are dying. So we saw a Mac, and we're just gonna take a short break lah, huh? My ass is on fire. Mac. Maybe it's not like the best kind of food to eat when we are dying like this, but whatever. Now, although the Mac was really nice, we couldn't even rest that long if we wanted to make it to the end on time. So after about 20 minutes, we were back out and ready to roll. The sugar from the Coke gave me a lot of energy. I feel on top of the world right now. I can't say the same for Lam. She look like she's going to already, so yeah, let's push on, huh? We continued tackling more hills, cutting through PCNs, and even climbed a set of stairs. Eventually, we entered the north, but I realized something. I don't think I calculated the distance correctly. It doesn't feel like we're gonna hit 150 km.
I think maybe because I used Google Maps and then it was not the exact route I was taking. I think we'll end up with maybe 120 km because we're already in Woodlands and I don't think we've even hit 100 km yet. So yeah, we're already in the north. Now we just need to go back down to the east and we are done. One round. I'm excited. I have energy suddenly.
And with that newfound burst of energy, at about 6 PM we reached Yishun Dam. This is the bridge that connects the north and east of Singapore, and crossing it felt amazing.
Seletar! Woo! Let's go! Oh my god.
And right at the end we hit the 100 km mark. It was now the final stretch. All we needed to do is cross Seletar and we will be back in Sengkang. We were finally back on the smooth bicycle-friendly paths that we started our day on. And after passing the red bridge that we started our day on, at about 7:30 PM, we finally reached the end. The feeling of getting off my bike was amazing. And we didn't waste any time. We booked our cab and the rest of the night was an absolute blur. Hi, this is me 2 days later. Surprisingly, my legs don't feel as tired as I thought they would be. I actually feel great. In the end, according to Strava, we travelled a total of 116 kilometers. However, there was a small 5 km section where I forgot to turn my watch on. So actually, in total, we travelled 121 kilometers. Overall, yes, it was very tiring, but I think we were very lucky with the weather, and I would totally recommend you try this for yourself. Maybe don't do the full route immediately. You can do like individual sections to prepare for a full run. I also just wanted to mention the Insta360 X5 again. Being able to capture everything around me hands-free will make this video so much easier to produce. I could not imagine having to cycle and aim a camera at the same time. And the 8K 30fps footage really looks so sharp, it's insane If you're a rider and you want some sharp footage of yourself or your surroundings, I think this is such a good camera to get. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you really do try out the route for yourself, have any suggestions or any questions, just type them in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.